In short, I will just send you the link over here. So here is the YouTube link, and you can visit now and start and just you can mute and minimize. And if you have any question, just let me know in between, okay? Or you can speak, you can type. It's it's up to you. So we will go through the second lesson today. The second lesson is about techniques for selecting artwork. Okay. So what is basically the selection of like technique? Selection basically what it do is that whenever you have any object, or so obviously to work you have to uh, at times select it. Okay, select it to move, select it to scale, select it to arrange. So many ways you can do that. On simple projects, it's very easy to select because there are not so many things on your artboard. But if you're working on a complex object, so you will have thousands of items on your screen, thousands of objects on your screen. So it will become quite hard to select. Okay, suppose you have a design in which you have like stars, but those stars are different stars. Some are red stars, some are yellow stars, some are green stars, and the quantity of them are too much high, like around thousands of stars you have. So how you will select all of the green stars if I want you to select them? So one by one, if you will select the 1,000 stars, it will take forever. Okay. So how you will select in like 1,000 green stars or 1,000 red stars? Because you cannot make a selection on the screen. Otherwise, what will happen? All of them will be selected at the same time. So in this lesson, we will learn some like shortcuts, tips, and some tricks to select multiple items, and the way the selection methods we have. We have basically different selection methods that all people learn in this chapter. Okay, so I have already uploaded the book and the lesson files for you on the team, so you can download them anytime you or like you want, and from the file section if you want to practice. Okay, so this is the chapter 2 in the book, and the book is the Adobe Illustrator Classroom in a Book. Okay, so this is the file that we will work today on. Now what is this? This is basically like a Adobe Illustrator file. Here you have one artboard, and then you have the second artboard. So on the below you will see that there are two artboards. Here it shows number 1, then number 2. So I will go to number 1. Okay, so number 1 basically it's like it's like a background. There you have the bamboo sticks. Okay, and you have different kind of stuff going on over here, but it's not completed because other half of the drawing is inside the artboard number 2. Okay, so we will use different selection technique to move around and to complete this image. Okay, now we have different ways of selection. Okay, we have different ways of selecting objects. So let's see the first one. The first one over here that we have is known as the normal selection tool, which is this black arrow. The shortcut is V on your keyboard, V for victory. When you press V on your keyboard, automatically it you can easily you can access it. Okay, let me just put my mic. Okay, so this is how you can like select with this black arrow tool. Now to select with the black arrow tool, you have very simple like method, because what this black arrow tool do is that you can just click on any object just like this and it will be selected. Okay, so when you select, you get the bounding box where you can perform any kind of transformation. If you want to select any other object, you just have to press Shift key on your keyboard and you have to select the second object so that you can select multiple objects at the same time. Now, how do you know that I'm selecting this one? When I move to the object, it shows a like a kind of a, you can say, uh, a tooltip, like it's saying anchor right now. Okay, if you will see that in the purple color, small magenta color, it says anchor or path. That means I'm over this object. If I'm over this object, it will show me path and or anchor. Okay, so most of you will ask like how, like it's easy. It's just like you have to click it, more like one click on it. Why do we have to make sure that this is the object we are selecting? The reason we have to make sure is that sometimes your objects are mixed up with other objects. Right now there is a lot of space. What if they all are mixed up and they are stacked over each other? So in that case, you have to make sure you're not clicking on the wrong object, because if you will click on the wrong object, that wrong object will be selected. So for that purpose, you have to make sure you first scroll over to see if this object is the one that is selected. Okay, so you will see a blue thick border around it, and then you will see some tooltip on it. So that means this is the one that is going to be selected. Okay, so this is one method. You click on this one, press Shift, you go on the other one and select. The other method to select the object is to make a selection just like making a bounding box around it like this. Okay, and once you do that, they both will be selected. But in some cases, what happens if something here is in the middle, like suppose if I will move this here, now I cannot make a bounding box because this leaf will be selected. Let me undo this. So in that case, I have to press Shift and then I have to manually select it. So that's one way to do that. Okay. Now, if I select these objects and I will start moving, you will see that some lines are appearing. What are these lines? These lines are called Smite guidelines. What the Smite guidelines do, it helps you to arrange automatically, okay, quickly, precisely with the other object. Like now, right now, it says intersect. Okay, intersect means intersection of this row, this column, and this row. So now my object, this one from this side, is in the middle of this row and this column and this row. Okay, if I will go somewhere here, you can see intersect with this one. If I will go here, so it will say intersect with this. So it will guide you where you are putting it. In this way, you will see there are two columns on these bamboo sticks. These two columns on the bamboo stick, these two lines over here is showing that this is the space between these two, and your space is this much. Okay, so you can arrange your space accordingly if you want. So a couple of different kind of smart guides, it will show you smart way of arranging your object, it will show you, so you can easily fix that. Okay, now one thing is that now I have moved all these, you know, uh, here and there, and it's now very hard for me to get it back. I can undo it, or if you quickly want to reset the whole thing, you can just go to File and press Revert or F12 on your keyboard. This is the shortcut. So it will ask you, do you want revert? You will say yes, and it will go back to your normal, like to your exact same document, the original one, and it will like delete, remove all the changes. So I will go here and fit Artboard in the window so I can see it's here. Okay, so this is the how you can select with the black arrow selection tool. Now, other than that, we have here the white arrow. There are a couple of like it's a group, so there are a couple of other tools inside this group selection tool and lasso selection, but we are more interested right now in direct selection tool. Now, the direct selection tool, basically what it do is that it it gives you more like freedom to select your object and reshape them. this normal selection tool, you can only select the object. You cannot reshape with it. You can resize it, you can rotate it, but you cannot reshape it. So the direct selection tool allow you to select the object, okay, but you cannot resize or rotate, but you can reshape it. So they both have their pros and cons. So now suppose if I have selected this, okay, as soon as I will select this, you will see there are some let me deselect and then select again. Okay, so you will see that there are some blue dots on the corner. Okay, now what are these blue dots? These blue dots are the you can say anchor point of my image, okay, of my object. Now these anchor point can well, if you will move these anchor points, it will reshape your object. Right now they all are blue. They all are blue means they all are selected. So if I will move any one of it, all of them will move. So if all of them are moving, so it's moving the whole object. But if I deselect and then select it again and then click on any one of these objects, like you don't have to deselect. I just deselected just to show you. So uh, if you click on any one of the object, okay, like any one of the anchor point, you will see that is now turned blue, but rest like this one is white. These two are white. These two are white. White means they are not selected. Blue means that is selected. So if I will move now this one, so only this object, like this anchor point, will move, and you can see that I can easily reshape the way I want it to reshape. Okay, so I can do so much of this, any kind of the changes if I want. Okay, so direct selection helps you to move the points and reshape your object, while normal selection will only allow you to select, move, rotate, and rescale it. Okay, but this one allow you to move and reshape, the direct selection tool. Okay, now let me undo this. Let's go back to where it was before. Okay, now one more thing, it can work with the multiple objects. Multiple objects means, suppose if I will go to my circle with the direct selection tool, I can take this anchor point and can move wherever I want. Okay, but what if I want to select the anchor point of this circle and anchor point of this circle both at the same time? So easily we can do that. You have to just take your direct selection tool, make a bounding box on the top area, because the anchor point that we are interested in is on the top. So I will select the top one, and you will notice that only the one that were on the top are selected. Now I can move it up. Okay, I'm moving with the arrow key on the keyboard, so you can use the arrow key on the keyboard, or you can use your mouse. Okay, and you can use your like arrow key on the keyboard. So if I will move with the arrow key on the keyboards, with up or down or left or right, it will move like this, but little slowly. If you want to move it fast, so you have to press shift on your keyboard, then use the arrow key, so it will move very fast. Okay, so reason is that because it will skip some of the points. Okay, that's why it is fast if you press shift key on your keyboard. But I don't want to do any changes here. I want to go back to where I was before. I can revert, but I will just do this. Okay, just to show you around how we can undo and how many steps we can undo. So still I can do more undo right now. Okay, but there will be a point I won't be able to do the undo. Now here I cannot do undo because the Illustrator works according to your memory. If you have a good memory, you can do undo or like a lot of undos. If you don't have, then it will stop at certain point. Like from here, I cannot further go back. So I have to go to File and then revert my original picture. Okay, so this is how you can you can select multiple anchor points from two different objects, or just like you have done here. So is it clear, everyone? Any questions so far?
It's clear. No.
Okay, good. Now here, I will go to the other part here to see hiding and unlocking. To do the hiding and unlocking, I have to go to my previous page here. Okay, and now I will not use a direct selection tool. I will use my normal selection tool. Now I have this whole image over here. Now suppose if I want to select only the face of this bear, or I don't know if it's a bear or a fox. So I will select the whole thing just like this with a bounding box around it. Okay. So but what happens? The face selects, but issue is that the backgrounds also select, which I don't want. Okay. Otherwise, if I want to only select the bare face, so I have to select all these. It will take time because there are a lot of layers. You can see that a lot of objects. Okay, it will take forever for me to select all of them with the shift key. Okay, so I want to select all of them, the whole bear at once, but I don't want to select the background. So what I can do is that I can lock the background. If I will lock the background, so no effect will be applied on the background, or nothing will happen to the background if I'm moving it or resizing. It will stay stiff, okay, because it will be locked. How I can do that? I can select my background, then I can go to the object, and then I have here lock. I can select the lock, and then I can choose the selection because I want to lock whatever is selected. So what is selected? My background is selected. So if I will click on lock, so it will lock the background. Other than that, I have all artwork above. Once we will work on layers, so you will learn about the all artwork above means all the layers which is above my current layers, or other layers. Other layers means if like this will not be locked, the one that are not selected will be locked. But in this case, I only want to select lock selection, so the background is now locked. Now if I will try to move or select anything I'm trying to do over here, it's not happening because it is locked. The whole thing is locked. Only this is not locked. Okay, so what I can do, I can easily select this all, and now you can see that clearly I was able to select it and the background was not selected. Okay, so that's how you can lock the objects. But what if you want to unlock something? To unlock, you have to simply go to the select or the object mode over here and unlock all. So it will unlock all of it. Okay, just like this. Now everything is unlocked. Okay, and I can move whatever I want. Okay, so this is how you can unlock, and this is why you do locking and unlocking. Okay, so now you should know that why do we lock our objects? We lock our objects so that it don't disturb if we are performing like similar selection as we were doing right now. Okay, so this is how you can select the objects, and this is how you and lock it. What if you want to hide an object? Okay, to hide the object, what I can do here is that suppose I want to select the whole fox face or the bear face. What I don't know what animal is it. So if I will select all of them will select again because they are not locked. So simple thing to do is that I have to select all the whole thing in the background except for this foreground by making a bounding box around it. Then I can go to object and lock it. Selection. Now they will not move, only this will. Okay. Now what if I want to hide everything except for the eyes? I don't want to hide the eyes, I want to hide everything. So I can select the whole thing of this animal, and then I can go to the object and I can hide selection. The whole thing will be hidden. If I want to show it back, I can go to object and show all. But if I don't want to hide eyes, only the other parts, what I can do, I can press shift key on my keyboard, which will allow me to deselect anything, because right now everything is selected, but shift key and clicking on any particular object will deselect it. Like suppose in this case I will press shift, click on the eye, and then click on this other eye. Now there is no yellow or sorry blue like a boundary around it. That means it is not selected. Now if I will go to select object and hide and selection, everything will be hidden except for the eyes. Okay, so this is how you can hide and unhide. Let me show how. So let's go to the other page now here. Now, as you know now how to select objects in different ways, so there are a couple of other ways to hide your objects. One of the other ways is to select with similarity. Okay, this will save you a lot of time. Suppose I have this kind of a shape, which is green color shape, okay, and it have a green stroke around it. Okay, now I have these three, they are also green color with green stroke around it. So I will also have more objects, suppose thousands of objects. Remember I gave you an example of green stars, thousands of green stars, thousands of red stars. So how you will select those? How will you select only green or blue or red or yellow stars? How to particularly select? You select them by similarity. In this case, I want to select all of these bamboo stick objects. To select only these one, similar to these one, what I can do here is that I can select any one of it, okay, and then I can go to select, then I can go to same, and I have different options. Same in appearance, same in blending mode, same in fill and stroke, same in fill color, same in opacity, stroke color or stroke weight. But the one that I'm looking for is fill and stroke. So whatever is the same color of fill and same color of stroke, stroke means the border. Okay, so I can go here and choose fill and stroke. So when I choose fill and stroke, all of them will be selected just like this. Okay, now suppose if I do the same thing here, there is no stroke on it. Okay, it's only a fill. So if I will click this one, select same, and this time I don't want to select fill and stroke because there is no stroke. I will choose fill and color. So it selected this one, this one, this one, this one, and also these. Why these? Because the color is same. Okay, so let me undo the move. And if I will select this, I don't want to select these. I only want to select the ones that are, like the bamboo stick separators. So I can go to select, same, instead of fill color, because it will select the leaves also, because leaves also have the same color. This time I will choose same appearance. If I will choose same appearance, so only the one that look like these will be selected. So there are a number of different ways to select like these objects. Okay. Let's go back to artboard number one. Now, as I was saying, suppose I want to select these two eyes. So I cannot select these two eyes because if I will try to select them, the whole object will select. Okay. And if I want to make a bounding box from here, instead of making from this corner, what will happen? Because there is an object here. So automatically when I will click and drag, Illustrator will think I'm trying to move it. Okay, usually when you want to select anything, you have to be in an area which is either locked, like so in this case here, or which have nothing, like here. Okay, so if I will do from here, if I select, again you can see that whole thing selects. Now other method to select without selecting the objects that we don't want, we have outline mode. Okay, last class we checked the outline mode. You can find that in the view. In the view, you can see that you have outline mode and Control Y is the shortcut. If I click on the outline mode, you can see that. Now, in outline mode, your fill color is not there. So it's only working with the outline. Okay. So if I will go here and now try to make a bounding box, so you can see that because as this background is already locked, so nothing from the background will select, so we are free. So now I am able to make a bounding box. The reason I am able to make a bounding box is because it's not counting the uh, fill color anymore. It's only counting the like your border. So there is no border over here and background is locked. So I can easily make a selection here and I can move around. Okay. So this is how we can select in another way. But if I will select from this part, like from this side and try to select now, okay. So you will see a couple of others are also selected because they came inside my bounding box selection. So best way is to select from here because there is no like nothing here and the background is also already locked. So this is how you can select uh, with the outline. So I can go here in the view and I can go back to my GP preview. Okay, so GP preview will bring back me to the normal. Now selection, we already know how to do the selection now. Here we have this bamboo stick over here, but this bamboo stick doesn't look anything like bamboo stick like the one that we have here. Okay, so what if we want this kind of a bamboo stick? So we have to arrange them, we have to put them together like this, but it will take forever. How we can easily do that? To easily do that, we can do alignment. As this is on the left side of your artboard and you want to bring them to the left side, but they all are, you know, like kind of distributed randomly. So it will be a little hard for you to move them here. So the easiest way to is automatically align them to the left side, to this one. So let's see how we can do that. Okay. So do the alignment, you can select something like this. Okay. I will select this. Okay. Now, how the alignment works. Let's see how the alignment works. Now, as you know, in the last class, I moved all these options over here because I like to work in this environment. In your case, if you will install Adobe Illustrator, maybe your reference will be different. So you can change it to the one that I have. And you can see, you can go and watch the first lesson, like the last lesson of your Illustrator. So you will more understand about it. Now, if I will click over here to horizontal alignment, I have here horizontal alignment left, horizontal alignment center, and horizontal alignment right. If I click this button, all of them will go to the left side. Okay, and if I will press this button, all of them will go in the center. If I will press this button, all of them will go to the right side, okay. Why they are going to the left, right? Because if you will see, there is a align to option, and align to right now is align to artboard. So it is going on the left of the artboard, center of the artboard, or right of the artboard. What if I will change it to align to selection? If I will do align to selection, so you will notice that it's not going on the left of the artboard, it's only going to the left of the selection. Okay, so just like this. So this is how it will work with the selection, with the help of selection. Okay, now what I will do right now is that I will align it to the key object, because the third option you will see here is the key object. Now what is the key object? Key object is the boss. Like in our case, this is maybe the boss, and I want all of these to follow where my boss is. This is my boss. Okay, so instead of selecting only these items, I will select these one also, the small also, like the separators also. So I will make a bounding box around it, so all of them are selected. Now I will go to the align to and go to key object. Once I will go to key object, you have to select your key object. So as soon you will select the key object, it will have then a dark blue border. So if I will click on this one, so now you can see there is a dark blue border. So this dark blue border means this is the boss, this is the key object. Now if I will do align to center, or align to left, or align to right, it will be aligned on the key object, on the boss object. Okay, so in this case, what I will do is that I will choose align to center, horizontal line center, and it is aligned to key object. So this is my key object, and if I do that, they all will move to the center of this. Okay, this is how we can easily do with the alignment. Okay, now other thing we have here is the distribution space. Now distributing space will not work with align to selection or align to artboard. It only works with the align to key object. If align to selection or align to artboard is selected, it will be grayed out. That means it will be not, you can say, visible. It will be like you can say deactivated. You cannot do anything on it. Okay, so what I will do over here is that distribution, what it do is that it, whatever value you will give it, it will try to distribute in that option. Right now you have here vertical distribution and horizontal. In our case, we want it to be we want it to become a vertically well distributed. Okay, because you can see there is a gap between each of the separators and the bamboo sticks. like parts. Okay, and this is 0. 0 means they will be stick together 100%. If I will put 1 inch or 2 or 5, so it will have 1 inch or 2 inch gap between. Okay, but I don't want any gap, so that's why I will keep it 0. And then I will choose this one, vertical distribute space, and you will notice that all of them will be joined together at the same time very quickly. Okay, so it has distributed without any space. There is no 0, there is no space, there is 0 space here. Okay, now uh, once we are done here, what we can do is that we can keep it as it is here. Okay, and then later on we can move it. Okay, so we are done with this bamboo stick. Now it looks like a bamboo stick. Okay, before it wasn't like a bamboo stick, it was like all distributed weirdly on the screen. Now we were aligning objects. What about anchor points? If you remember, we were using anchor points with the direct selection tool. I can go to any of the anchor point. Okay, like right now all of them are blue, all of them are selected, so I have to click on any one of it again, and if I will move it, any one of this anchor point is moving. Now I want to align the anchor points. To align the anchor points, you as we did over here, you have to make a bounding box and it will select those anchor points you want. So I want this anchor point and this anchor point, and I want them to be on the same level. So I will select with a bounding box. Now they both are selected, and these two are not selected because they are white. Okay, now I want them to be on the same surface. To bring them on the same surface, first of all, what I need to do is that I want this align to be aligned to selection, not key anchor. Okay, and then I will choose this option, which means aligned vertical bottom. Okay, so now here how it works actually. Suppose if I will select this one first and then press shift key and select this one next, so, or I will make a bounding box starting from this side and going to this side, and then if I will go to align to selection, okay, and then go to vertical align bottom. So what will happen? The one which was selected last went down, like came to the like the other one came to the base of the one which I selected last. Okay, so selection order also matters when you are aligning the anchor point. So the one that you select last becomes the boss, and the others follows it if you do that. So I wanted to align to bottom. Now they both are at the bottom. Okay, so now this is my my object, and what I can do is that I can uh, take it anywhere to, and I can work on it. So now I don't want to work with the direct selection tool. I want to work with the normal selection tool, and I will move to the other part, like other page. Drag this one here, okay, somewhere, anywhere you want. Now it's here. I want it to be aligned under here. So what I can do here is that I can align it to the artboard this time. I will go to the align to, then align artboard, align to artboard, and you can see align to key object is not it's not activated. The reason is that align to key object works with more than one object, because any one of them have to be a key object or a boss, and others don't. Okay, so that's why that it means it will only work on a number of objects, not only one object. So it's just grayed out here, but we are most interested right now is in the align to the artboard. So if I will click on align to artboard, so it will align to the artboard. If I will click over here to go to basically to the left side of the artboard, like here, so I can click here, it will go to the left side of the artboard. Now I want it to go to the bottom of the artboard, which is here. So I will click this, it will go to the bottom of the artboard. Okay, now we have something like this on our scene. Okay, now let me do one thing here just to tell you. Okay, oops. Okay, now I have brought this here. Now one thing you can see over here is that my the body of the this animal is hiding the face. Okay, there will be times when you will face this issue, where your objects will be hiding the other objects. Okay, now how we can solve this one? How to solve this? To solve this, what you simply do is that you have to arrange it. So I will right click on my screen. I can go to arrange. So first I have to select this object. Once this object is selected, I have to right click on this object. Then I have to go here. So you have to select the object and right click on that object. Okay, and then you will be here inside in the menu, and we will go to the arrange. If I will choose send to back, because I want to move it to the back. So if I will choose send to back, it will go completely behind everything. It went behind the border as well. It's the last thing now. But I don't want that. I want it to be behind the face of this animal. Okay. So instead of right clicking and going to select and then, sorry, going to arrange and then send to back, I will choose send to backward. What will the send to backward will do? It will send one at a time after each object that I have on my screen. Okay, so this case I will choose arrange send to backward. Shortcut is control and left square bracket. Okay, so if I will click this one, now you can see there is no changes because it went behind maybe a wildlife. Now it is behind wildlife. Then if I will do control left square bracket to move it backward again, it is behind some other object. Now if I do again other object, keep on doing until it goes behind this. Now it is behind the nose. Okay, but it have to be behind the whole face. So I will do again. Now it is behind the mouth. Then I will do again. Okay, and now it is behind this part. Okay, you can see that now this is like overlapping now. Again I will do the control and left square bracket. Okay, again keep on doing until I'm behind the whole face. Now I'm behind the whole face. You can see that every part of the face is now showing. So send to backward will go one step backward, and if you will press control and left square bracket, it will help you to keep on going backwards. So it will be more easier instead of going right clicking again and again and going to the arrange and going to send to backward. It's easier to only press this shortcut. Okay, so this is how you can bring your objects like behind anything. Now other stuff we have here is called grouping. Now what is the grouping used for? Let me go to the next the other artboard. Now here this is like a bamboo stick. These whole parts makes one bamboo stick. So what I can do is that I can turn this whole thing into a group. So right now, because if I select them, they move in individual pieces. I don't want that. I want them to be a one part. So I will select all of it. Once they are selected, then I can go to the edit. Okay, sorry, object, and then we have your group. Now this group shortcut is Control G. So if you press Control G on your keyboard, you will see that it's now grouped. Now you can see that it's grouped now. Okay, so if I select any one of it and try to drag, the whole thing will drag. So because it has become now a one object. Okay, so this is how you can group objects. And now I can do one thing. I can simply take this, move it here. Okay, and then I can move this one. Let me see how it looks like when I arrange it. No, that it goes sticks too much. Okay, align to selection. Okay, align to selection by going this side is fine. Now what I want is that I want it to be a little bigger because other bamboo sticks, if you see in the backgrounds, are bigger than this. So I have to take my selection, I will select it with the selection tool, and you will see a bounding box around it. Now this bounding box helps me to resize it. But if I'm resizing, you can see it is stretching. I don't want to stretch it. Never stretch your object, because if you stretch your object, it will get deformed and it will look very amateur and it will not look professional. So you have to press Shift key on your keyboard when you are scaling up and scaling down. So it will restrict you to your like the proportions of the size, so that it will be a perfect scaling. So there will be no distortion. So now it looks good. Okay, so this is how I made it, and I brought it here. Okay, now let's see how, if we have a group, how we can ungroup it and how we can work in this isolation mode. So suppose these two leaves, they are separated right now. So I can do one thing. I select it, and then I can press Control G to convert them into group. This Control G is the shortcut to convert something in group. Otherwise, you have to open group and then do that. So shortcut is Control G. So I'll select and press Control G. Okay, as soon as I will do that, you can see that it's a group now. Now, if I want to work on any one of these objects, so what I have to do, how I can work, because they are grouped. So either I can go to object and ungroup it, Shift Control G. If I ungroup it, it will become again an ungroup. But then I have, after working, I have to group that. So if I'm doing that, it's a very hectic process. You have to do all the time. Group, ungroup, then group, and ungroup, then ungroup, then group. So it will take a lot of time. So I will press Control G over here to group it back. So now it is grouped. How I can work on this individual software without ungrouping it. So without ungrouping it, if I want to work on this individual, group, I have to click on my direct selection tool. Make sure everything is deselected. If I click on anything, you can easily see that it is ungrouped, and I can work on it. And if I will go back to my selection tool, okay, and deselect and then select again, you can see it is still a group. Okay, let me undo this. This is how you can work in isolation mode. Okay, so it will become whatever, like ungroup at that time, and then automatically it will group back. So suppose if I want to change the color of this one, I can take the direct selection tool, click on this one. In my fill color, I will choose any light color. This is the light color I have. I will click on it, and you can see it becomes light. If I go to my selection tool, okay, normal selection tool, and then click on it, you can see the whole thing is now selected, okay, because it becomes group once you go out of the direct selection tool. So direct selection tools can ungroup any object, and you can work in isolation, and once you stop using it, automatically it will become a group. So I'll just take it here and put it here somewhere, okay, and then I can make a copy of this one. To make a copy is quite easy. You can go to edit, copy, edit, paste, and then you can put it. The more easier way is that if to duplicate what you can do is that you can select your object, okay, and then you can press Alt on your keyboard, or if you're using Mac, so Option on your keyboard, then move your object wherever you want, and you can see the cursor. There are two cursors. So what will happen? The original will not move, a copy of the original will move. So it is more easier to copy something. You select the object, press Alt on your keyboard, move it, and the copy will be made. Okay, so this one I can make a little smaller with the Shift key to avoid distortion, and I want this to be in behind this bamboo stick. So I can press Control and left square bracket, and until it goes behind the bamboo stick. Okay, so now it is behind the bamboo stick, so that means it's done. Okay, so this is how you can create a group, okay, and something like that. Now what I can do is that I can select this one with the Shift key, and this one with the Shift key, and make another group. So this will be a group inside a group, okay, nested group, you can say. So I can go into object and group. Now it is nested group. So everything is now like there is a three group inside one group. So to check that, you can also double click. When you double click it, you will be inside that group. So you have one group, second group, third group. So if I will click on this one, so it will go inside this group. So this is a group inside a group. Okay, this is like an onion skin. It is keep on revealing what is inside and inside, like a nest. So you can keep on digging inside, and if you want to go back, you have to click on this arrow button, and this will take you to one level up. Okay, so now it's gone. That means I'm completely outside. Okay, so this is how you can work on the nested group. Okay, like two or three objects at the same time. Now, as I told you before, that we can arrange how we can arrange the objects with the help of the right click and then arrange. Okay, now I want to bring these eyes, okay, on my screen here. Okay, if I will bring it here, you can see that it is behind. It is behind. That means I don't want it to be behind. I want it to be in front of these eyes because these are the eye pupils. Okay, so what I can do is that I want it to be right in front. So I will right click, arrange, instead of bringing it in for, or like forward, backward, forward are same thing. One step backward, one step forward. But I want it to be completely in in the front. So I don't think bringing forward will be a good idea because it will take time. Directly I will press bring to front. So it will bring it in the front of your scene. So this is more easier to do when only you have to do bring it back or bring it front, because you just have to click one time and your uh, work that you want to do is will be done. Now if I will increase the size, you can see it's distorting like this, okay, which is not right. So you have to press again shift key, resize it, okay, and you can see it has become smaller. I can put this one here, okay, and I will deselect by clicking anywhere outside, or what is the shortcut? Shortcut is to deselect is, and anything is shift control A. Okay. Now this one I want to arrange same way as it is here, so I can put it here somewhere. Don't worry if it is not in like where I want it. So what I will do, I will select this one, okay. Go to my alignment and align to key object, and I want this bigger eyeball to be the key object, so I will select this one, okay, and then I can use the center, so this eye will go in the center, okay, and then a little bit up I can move it, something like this. Now same I will do here. I will select this one and this one, okay, then align to key object, and I don't want this to be the key object. I want this to be a key object. I want this to be of the boss. So I will click here. Now if I will press this, it will be arranged. Okay. But now there is an issue. The issue is that this eye is up is a little bit on this height, and this is kind of lower down. This is uh, near to the base of the eye. So how I can arrange these two? But like how I can arrange these two? Before I was selecting these, okay, and arranging, but now I will select this one and this one, the shift key, and now I can go to my line to key object, and this one I want it to be the boss, so I will click on this one. Now I want this to be vertically centered to this one. Now I will not use these because these are done. I will use this one. So vertically it will align it to this one. So just see if I click here, and you can see that's aligned there. Now once this is done, you can see that your whole image, now how it looks like. It is complete image. What we only did is that we just moved the object that we had on our screen, and we created something out of it. Okay, so this says how easy you can do that, and all of them are shapes, normal shapes, but with the help of the normal shapes you can see that how good they are looking now. Okay, so basically this was the lesson 2, and in the next class we will cover the lesson 3, which is basically is about using shapes to create artwork, okay, and how to use the shapes, how we can use the shapes to create something out of like the shape. So next class will be a little longer. That's why I don't want to take your time for this class, so that you can have some stamina for the next class. Okay, and just let me know if you have any question before I sign off. Any question?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome. If there is any question, you can still leave me comment on the Teams, or in the live stream like comment box. Okay, so take care everyone, and next class we'll meet and we will do our next third lesson, or fifth lesson, sixth lesson from. Okay, take care everyone. Bye.
Take care. Enjoy the weekend.
Have a nice day.
You too, all of you.